Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key, okay? That's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good morning and welcome. Today's the 27th of December. It's getting close to New Year's, and I hope our new year will be a good one. I want to give a warm welcome to all you people out there that have found me on Facebook. Fight CPS with Bob Pace. And please hang on to your children. I'm here to help you. I'm a family man. I'm a father. I've raised 6 children. I have 41 years of marriage. And I have a lot of experience of life skills. And one of the most tragic things for all of us, including myself, is being involved in an agency that I call CPS, the Child Protection System. Every county, every state will have a different acronym for them, and it's so hard to describe them, so I use one that's common. Now, this Child Protection System is a government entity, part of social services, mandated by Congress to have them protect our children from abuse and neglect. Furthermore, if you're in family of need and you need clothing, shelter, food, transportation, education for your children, and for you, maybe taking some parent classes, also medical, and last, but to help you find a job. That's really important because a lot of you are struggling out there through no fault of your own. You may have had that horrible couple of hurricanes that went through the Gulf area that destroyed people as far north as North Carolina. There may be other disasters that happened all the time. But CPS is an awful entity, and I really can't say nothing good about them because I've only met 3 social workers that say anything good about them. Now, I've talked to over 800 people in my podcasts. I've been doing these podcasts twice a day since October of 2023. And I come on at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time. That's the west coast of California. And again, I come on the same day to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for an hour. I talk twice a day, every day of the week. That's 7 days, that's 14 shows a week. Now on Sunday, I start a little bit early. Saturday and Sunday, I start at 8 o'clock. Saturday is Vincent's podcast with live with everybody, questions, answers. He's on at 10:30, so I go a little bit earlier to avoid his podcast so more people can participate. Also on Sunday, I go to church And, believing in God really helps. It really helps. You got to have faith in God. Now, there are several ways you can interact with this podcast. There's 4 ways, actually. And real quickly, you've entered my room, and you're welcome to display emojis such as hearts, thumbs up, smiley faces. Also, send me stars. And if you want to follow me, hit the notification button. And if you want to know when I'm on, hit that button there too. I guess there's the follow button and the notification button. They're 2 different buttons. But I'd love to see you express yourself, take notes, because I do talk a lot. I also have other people talk in this room. And besides talk in this room, you could do something called text a message with either comments or a CPS, either questions or comments about CPS. All I ask is please state your first name and the city or county where your case was held. And then also the state you're from. Now, I have the word country, and I know that all 50 states are USA, but I have about 20 countries that call in here on a regular basis. They either text or call. Yes, they do pay for the long distance call. That's South Africa. She ended up calling twice. And it was very special because she cared that much about the situation. I'm trying a different background. This background is actually what's behind me. The background I was using, it was really hard to line things up, and it looked like the couch was eating me or the brick was eating me. So hopefully this one's better. Now, the countries that I've heard from have been Bangladesh, India, 2 countries in the Middle East, 6 countries in Africa, 8 countries in Europe. In North America has been 3 countries, in South America 1 country. Then in the Pacific, it's been New Zealand and Australia. And from some of these countries, I've heard more than one person, and they've called back on a regular basis, like my 5 ladies that call me Uncle Bob here, because I tell everybody in here, you're my family. I spend twice a day with my family. There's a lot of you regulars out there. And I'm always happy to see you. Now, a third way of interacting with this podcast is to contact our show producer. Her name is Grace. She works hard behind the scenes. I want to thank her for what she does. But all you have to do is send her an email. It's grace@vincentwdavis.com. grace@vincentwdavis.com. And you just put on one of the days. I want to be on Bob's night show on Sunday, or Bob's Wednesday morning show, or Bob's Friday night show. It's either morning or night, and it's one of those 7 days of the week. That's all you have to put in the email. She, in turn, will send you a link, and that link you use to get on. It's called the Facebook application that we use, and we're broadcast on YouTube. And if you happen to get knocked off, that link is still good for the entire show. So it's important that you get that link. Now, lastly, you could call me. My phone number is 526-698-0990. That means I'm live and I can take phone calls. That's all you have to do is call me at 626-698-0990. I use Vonage for my phone application. So if you're familiar with that, you know pretty much how it works. But you can call in. Now, with you calling in or being on the podcast, you'll be able to speak to Mr. Davis for 15 minutes for free. All you need to do is tell me you want to speak to Mr. Davis. I'll set it up. So either being on the podcast as a guest talking or being on my phone talking is an extra bonus for you. You get real time with what I feel is one of the best attorneys around. Now, hello, Woody Woo. It's so nice to hear from you. It's so nice to hear from you. And a warm welcome. Woozy. Okay. Woozy is from Florida. We have another person from Florida. We had one last night. Lynan, Seminole County, Florida. Are you a Native American Indian? Are you one of the Seminoles? Anyway, I warmly welcome you and thank you for identifying yourself. And also you can express your case, whatever you want to talk about or ask a question. That, hey, Grace, Leonard Jr., I want to meet on Friday night. What you do is you write to Grace, the email. You want to go to London Barfield Gmail. You want to type to Grace at vincentwdavis.com. I'll put it back up again. You contact her. She doesn't contact you until you contact her. But here is her. Here is her email. Okay, you want to send it to Grace, and you can be on my podcast. I can take up to 9 people, by the way, 9 people. And by being on my podcast, you will qualify for a free 50-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis, one of the top attorneys. And since we're talking about top attorneys, Vincent, you just heard, spoke a little bit. He is 39 years fighting CPS. He is a juvenile family dependency lawyer, meaning juvenile law, family law, and dependency law all rolled in one. He knows how to fight CPS. He has gotten children back. Furthermore, he's also did lawsuits. After your case is over and closed, there's a good chance you might be able to do a lawsuit if they committed perjury, which my social worker did. She committed perjury. And she lied on the stand in court under oath. But she retaliated, which was sad because she convinced our 12-year-old daughter, who had been taken from her parents and put into child care, she instructed her what to do as form of retaliation because our attorney, I had Mr. Davis, asked her a really important question. What was happening is that my wife's sister was trying to adopt our child, her sister and her husband. And I don't know why, but that's what they wanted to do. Now, I have that up there. Hopefully you got it there, Woozy Woo. I hope you got it up there. Remember, it's at Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Now I'll put my number back up. And we have Woozy Woo, who is new. I've not heard from her. And I want to help you. I don't know what your case is about. I don't know what your case is about. Now, since we are talking about attorneys, I'm going to talk about rule number 1. Rule number 1 is you need to have a legitimate attorney fighting for you against CPS. And you need to find that person. And you have 2 very important questions you ask of them. This attorney, Mr. Davis, can also, after your case is closed, do lawsuits. Now, I didn't finish my story about what happened to my daughter. She was 12. Our social worker was testifying about the person that wanted to adopt our daughter. It was my wife's sister and husband. And Vincent Davis asked her, what kind of parents are they? And of course, the social worker said, they are great parents. They are great parents. The next question he asked, have they ever been in domestic violence? They said, no, no domestic violence. Well, he pulls out a folder from his briefcase and opens up and sees a stack of reports. And in the reports, there are reports about my wife's sister and husband. He read them out loud, and they're very embarrassing to the social worker because she lied. What they were domestic disputes among the two people that are trying to adopt her daughter. Sadly, they're mostly physical domestic violence. You don't want physical happening when your child's around, let alone that you want to have it. You don't want to have it. That's just to get out key. Okay. So she lied and retaliated against us because she was angry because she got caught saying these were great parents to adopt her and saying these parents had no domestic violence or no action against the mother. So what they did is they blast her with promises of going someplace, and we need, So with that being said, let me go back here. That was hard. That was really hard. Sometimes it makes me swallow uncomfortably. If my eyes look small, I'll try to stare in closer there because I'm not with my eyes closed. I moist my eyes because we're contact lenses. Hi, Amanda. Welcome. Welcome to my room. Amanda is from St. Louis, Missouri. And we're talking about the social worker that was retaliating against me and my daughter. And her daughter. And welcome, Ara. I have no idea where you're from. If you could text me a comment or a question about CPS and also tell me the city or the county you're in or the state or where you're in. That would be most helpful. That'd be most helpful. And I do welcome you if you have a CPS case. Woozy Woo, I'm waiting for some more information from you about your case. And you can write Grace at vincentwdavis.com to get on her show. Now, what happened is that she told our daughter to emancipate from us parents. And the parents were kind of shocked because she actually divorced mom and dad. She divorced her 3 brothers, her 2 sisters, her grandparents, her aunts and uncles, and cousins. And that was a sad state of affairs. And She furthermore was told to change her name, and she had a beautiful name. Her middle name was Honolulu, one of the most prettiest places in the world. It's in the Kauai, and it looks like the Garden of Eden. She also was told to seal her birth certificate so she get a new birth certificate. Her foster parents can become her real parents, which I don't know how that is possible. But she did seal it. And she got a new birth certificate, and she got a new Social Security card. And she was 12 at the time, so up from 12 to 18, she was double dipping from Social Security because she had funds from my Social Security going to her and her foster care parents. And then she had the second Social Security card with funds going to her also. And that's wrong. That's illegal. That's illegal. Furthermore, she got adopted by the foster care family she wants. She's now 22 and still does not talk to us. So it's a hard thing. That's what CPS is capable of doing. That's what's capable of doing. Welcome, Keona Crenshaw. Hi, do I send Noah an order of emergency at the same time? I'm kind of confused, Keona. It says, hi, do I send Noah? I don't know what Noah stands for, NOA, an order of indigency at the same time. Somehow the term Noah and indigency go together. Now, indigency means that you're very poor and you have very little money. Oh, the notice of appeal. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay. You want to do the notice of appeal. What is the notice of appeal for? What did you do wrong that you disagree with? What is the appeal for so I can help you, Keona? And what part of the world are you from? What part of the world are you from? Also, I'd like to hear from you, Woodsy Woo and Arabella. Woodsy is from Florida. I don't know where Arabella is from or what her CPS case is about. And also, Amanda from St. Louis, you have another question, I guess. Okay, great. CPS took your child, and you're in Seattle, Washington. Why'd they take your child? What were you charged with? What were you charged with? You're past the 60 days. Well, I think most appeals got to be done in 15 days. So whether you're past the 60 days or 30 days, you got to check the court what the rule is. What did they charge you with? I mean, what were you you were never charged. Okay. First of all, did you have can you start from the beginning, Keona? Like, did they come knocking at your door? Did they make a phone call? Did they send you some paperwork? How were you approached by CPS? If you can start from the beginning, it will help me understand so I can help you. You want an appeal, but still not given due process. Are you using an attorney? Are you using an attorney? That's what's so important. You need an attorney that is trained in juvenile family dependency law. And those kind of attorneys you have to pay for. The public defender or the court-appointed attorney is an attorney that's going to help you. All they know about is criminal matters, and they have a caseload of 30 more clients, so they won't have time for your case. And they won't fight for your case because they want it to be over. So the court-appointed attorney, is not the way to go. Now, I realize as a last resort, you're indigenous, meaning you're poor. You don't have the money. I understand that. And you're going to have to do your best with your court-appointed attorney. But if he or she's not performing, you can fire him and get a second one and a third one and a fourth one. You need someone that's going to work for you. Now, court-appointed attorneys are paid by social services, so they control it. My advice is to find a real attorney out there, to find one that isn't controlled by CPS. Okay. Now, if you want to call in, Keona, it'd probably be easier, but you said 911 called you. Why did 911 call you? Usually you call 911. I've never heard of someone calling a person 911. Why did 911 call me? So Amanda says, yesterday I found out a lot of information. I talked to the assistant chief of the dependency, and she said they are going to open a case because my case needs to be investigated. I'm so glad to hear that, Amanda. Persistent pays off. Persistent pays off. Now, Keona says, I'm pro se cases got closed. So you tried to defend it yourself. You went pro se. Well, if you know a lot about dependency law or family or juvenile law, you probably can fight your own case. It is hard. It is hard. So your pro se case got closed. Well, why'd they close it? I don't understand that, why they close it. Okay, you got all your kids back except one. How many kids did you have? And how were your kids taken from you? You said 911 called you. What happened next after 911? Did you tell them anything? Did they ask any questions? I'm a little confused because it's hard to understand bits and pieces of your case, Keona, and I want to help you. I want to help you. Okay. So I have to call back January 2nd when the actual chief is in, and I'm not too sure if they will remove my kids out of the home and put just them in a different home until they're done. Oh, that sounds terrible. I would not let them have your kids. And you need to have an attorney, Amanda. I know you're from St. Louis, Missouri, but you need to have an attorney. Now, Keona says, I need to know what form to send. Well, I need to know what you're talking about. All I've heard so far is 911 called you and that that you did pro se at whatever court it was. Was that a hearing? What was that? Was that a 388 motion? What was it there? You need to tell me more information. You said your children all but one, but how many children you have? And what was the allegation that kept the remainder child? There's so many missing pieces of your puzzle, and it's hard to help you when I don't know the whole story. That's why I appreciate if you call in, because I will tell you what forms or what you need to do. Amanda further says from St. Louis, investigating, but she said that I need to start with probate and overturn the probate. So what exactly does she mean by this? If you go to probate court, that you're going to have to look on the internet. What you want to do is you want to type in St. Louis, Missouri, CPS, what is probate court? You want to look that up yourself. What is probate court? I would look it up for you, but my computer no longer allows me to type in the search engine. All I do is the cursor goes from left to right and it stops. So I can no longer type in, and I don't have that topic saved. So now let's see what Kiona says. Kiona, my daughter put 911 on the phone. My landlord left them in my house. Okay. So your daughter dialed 911 and then 911 called you back? I'm trying to help you, Kiona. No dependency was needed. When 911 talked to you, what did they ask you? What did they say? You need to be as much as you can, but complete, because this going back and forth, it's taken forever. They answer you which form and everything. Now, you said you went to CPS and the investigators said, I can't get my kids. I have to see a judge. Well, first of all, is the investigator CPS? Is that social services? I'm really confused. What are they investigating you of? Was it neglect or abuse? And you said you got back all your children but one. That's very strange. Also, is a biological father involved? They need to work with both parents. Okay, you're from St. Louis, Missouri. All right. I have two people from St. Louis. I have Amanda and I have Kiona from St. Louis, Missouri. Well, welcome. You beat all my dependencies. Well, what were you dependent on? Was that a dependency on drugs or something? I'm really confused. I'm trying to help you so bad, Kiona. What's the number of the call? I'll put it up right now. It's on my screen. It's in black and white. It says call Bob Pace, 626-698-0990. And my phone is on, and I'd love to have you call me. I'd love to have you call me. And Amanda, you're going to have to type on the internet. You want to type in St. Louis, Missouri, CPS, and then you want to put in what is probate court, or what is meant by probate. And it should give you an answer in that area there, Savannah. Okay, for all you listeners out there, I have Kiona is going to call in. She's going to talk about her case. I'm so glad to have someone call in. Now, the rest of you, I haven't heard much from Amanda. You were typing a bit, and I'd like to hear more from you, Amanda. I'm waiting for Amanda's phone call. You call me at 626-698-0990. We're waiting to hear from Kiona from St. Louis, Missouri. Again, the number is 626-698-0990. We're waiting for Kiona to call in. While we're waiting, I will go over some of my rules. I have 5 of them. Rule number 1, of course, is get an attorney. And there are 2 important questions you need to ask for an attorney. 1, are you a juvenile family dependency lawyer who has fought CPS and got children back? If the answer to that question is yes, then you ask them the next question. Kiona, are you still coming in? Hey, Danielle. Hi, Merry belated Christmas, Danielle, and welcome to the podcast. And of course, Happy New Year. Danielle used to be my host a while back, and she's a single lady, and she's in Georgia. And she has a special needs son of 19. What is the status of your special needs son? Have you got guardianship? Is he home with you, Danielle? Is he home with you, Danielle? Amanda, I've already researched. I have to cut the power of attorney that this lady did behind my back. I have to gain custody of my children. I'm so sorry, Amanda. You seem to be having a terrible, terrible time. And Arabella, you have a question about CPS that you'd like to ask? I was waiting for Kiona to call in. Arabella. It would help me with questions. Danielle, same to you. And how am I doing? I'm hanging in there. I'm wondering about your son. We will have him home after the first year. Wow. You started with me back in March, I think it was, and it's taking you that long. What her son had been transferred from Georgia to Texas because he has special needs. He got lost in the system because Danielle was incarcerated. When she got out, she wanted to find her son. And they did not contact her, but she found her son. He was 18 in the hands of CPS. He wanted to come home, but CPS wouldn't let him go. When you turn 18, you can leave CPS. You're an adult. So he's now turned 19. it has taken this long for Danielle to fight for a 19-year-old to be returned to her. And I'm so sad you had to go through all that. I'd love to hear more of the details. Yeah, I hope you get that court guardianship because I know you're taking care of your brother. I don't know where you are. Kiona, are you calling in? I guess Kiona's not calling in. All right. I'm going to continue on then. And I want to thank for the thumbs up by various people. That's really nice. You give me emojis there. Thank you, Benvili Masabudai. I think you're from one of the other countries of mine. Hi, Lori. I remember you. And Woozy Woo, thank you too. I was hoping that you guys would call in. Here we go. We got a phone call coming in. Danielle, all right. Hi, Danielle. Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm hanging in there. I've been worried to death about you for 9 months.
Yeah, I've been just like advocating for myself and helping a couple other people, but and then I do a podcast at nighttime, but I do it 3 days a week. That's about it.
It's
but
okay.
I'm just trying to. My kinship has even my relatives have even been approved, and they're still lollygagging along.
I don't understand why CPS is he still in Texas?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
And
yes.
where have they placed him? Where have they placed him?
He's still out at that residential treatment facility, Devbro.
And now, has he said to them? Has he told them, "I'm 19 years old. I want out of here"?
Yep.
And what are these? What are these?
And they see, and we're supposed to have him home for Christmas. And that's what the impression from the understanding that, because we even got a new caseworker. Like, it's not the same one that was giving me such a hard time before. And everything, even my aunt and uncle have been approved for placement, and they still are just, I don't know what caused the hold up for Christmas. Because my son was even told he was coming home. We picked up his Christmas from the Secret Santa or whatnot, and had it ready for him, and they never brought it. And he's still out there.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think we got to go to the court first.
Okay.
And they're just holding off. I mean, they're just piddle fitting around. That's all. I mean, because there's nothing else. It's just to get that money. That's all it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's no reason for them to keep him. You know.
Yeah, but
no reason.
What happens if he just walks out and takes a bus to see you?
They couldn't. Well, now with that, if he just walked out right now and tried to get a bus, he probably would. I mean, he didn't know where he's going. Sorry, I'm cooking. He would know where he's going, but he could just walk out, and that's what I thought about was going out there to him and getting him. Well, because everything is voluntary. Whether or not he's being, it's all extended foster care, and it's all voluntary. You're right. He is still lost in the system.
Right.
Pretty much.
Do you still have? Does he have his birth certificate with him?
Yes, he should, and they're supposed to give him I know when a kid turns into an adult in foster care, they're supposed to provide them with that too, like an ID and everything. I thought.
Does he have it?
I don't. Yeah, he said. Well, I asked him, and he said he does. But you never know, how they are.
Well, what happens if your aunt? What happens if your aunt and uncle go to pick him up?
Then definitely, that's what we were talking about. Then, my aunt, me and her going out there, or even them two. There's nothing that. Since they're taking forever, I don't see why we couldn't, and I don't foresee it being a problem.
Yeah,
Because, I
well,
mean, they haven't
sometimes
said anything. Like,
sometimes you have to
all the-
take it in your own hands. I'm so sorry you're going through that, Danielle.
yeah, and I just, with parents out there, like, this is what I can't emphasize enough to these parents. Like, if you have anybody, kinship, relative, fictive kin, and you just now starting in your CPS case, get someone to get your kid. Do not let them get your kid and put in the custody of the state. No. If you got family that's willing and able and that's good for them, and they're going to be in a safe environment, get your family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, keep these kids out of the foster care system, because it's crazy. Bob, I even wrote a song. You'll never believe it. I even wrote a song about ICPC and foster care.
Wow.
Sure.
Wow.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's my son. He's a trooper. He is. He's strong. But he's been told this is now the 6th or 7th time that his heart's been broken. That he's been let down. And I mean, I just don't want him he knows that we're fighting for him to come home. But it's just, I think we're just going to take matters in our own hands, like, to a point, like, when it comes to getting him home. Because ICPC tells me they're not involved because he's 19 or whatnot. And it makes you wonder if they're even ever involved. Like, my case it's all shenanigans, it's all crazy. It's all a mess. And now, like, they got a new caseworker and a new supervisor, and it's like the guardian ad litem is gone. But now there's a case, my girls now have a case. So, which I kind of figured that was coming because the guardians not keeping up with their responsibilities as guardians. And so now the guardian ad litem and the caseworker that was on my son's case before is now over my daughter's. And it's just all messed up.
what's the status of your daughter? I forgot about what's the status of your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter. Well, I went to a court hearing they said it was for a 3-year review, which they tried to say it was a permanent custody, and that was never a permanent custody ever. They never got permanent custody. They never got custody. It was just guardianship. And it was a big, it was like being in a court that was like a joke, because it was like the laughing, like what I call kangaroo court. They were wanting me to testify against myself. How did I do that? Like, they wanted Marie to testify against Danielle. I am Marie Danielle. How is that? I mean, I don't understand. How could they get one person confused with two? I'm one person. I'm Marie and I am Danielle. Not that they wanted Marie to testify against Danielle and I'm that person. Like, that's how that went with that court date with my girls. But as of right now, it's still, like, the one daughter's about to be 18 and then the other one's about to be 17. But as far as, like, them, my aunt and my cousin cooperating or mediating with me or anything, it's a no-go. They're not cooperating for nothing. But the kids are of age to decide what they want. I was talking to my 17-year-old for a minute. I let them, but my youngest one, my cousin's really trying to control her big time. And I haven't heard from the guardian ad litem or nothing. So they're going to try to play it out. They're going to try to do, but my kids are almost adult, so I don't even know why all this mess. My aunt had to start just out of pure spite and greed,
Yeah, understood.
It's all about money. My family's money. I mean, it's ridiculous. She didn't want me in the picture. She didn't she didn't want to be responsible. She just wanted. It was because my mom inherited the house that I guess she thought she was entitled to, but my nanny left it to my mother, and my mom went through a lot of jealousy with some family members, and that's just absolutely insane. It's crazy. It's wrong. I mean, that's narcissist, and that's like narcissist trait, and these people, I wish more states would get rid of where people can call anonymously and open up the case and like just by hearsay. I know Texas has cut away with that, but I haven't heard of many other states that have got rid of where you can't call anonymously anymore, So, but what's been going on with you, Bob? So, I mean, I am in the work of getting him home. It's just now I'm also, you remember Darlene, the one I met on the show?
Yes, yes.
She's like, me and her are really, really close now, and I talk to her every day, and she's me and her like side by side trying to get our kids home, because her daughter is the same age as my son. So, you know, I just thought that was a coincidence that we met on the podcast from California, but yet we're both from the same town.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, what's happening?
You had a lot of new viewers.
Yeah, what's been happening is that I've gotten more calls. Actually, people now from other countries are calling me. I had Leica from South Africa call me.
Are you?
Yeah, she's on country code 27. She talked for a good hour on her nickel. Also, I heard from some other ladies from South Africa. There's 5 of them. They call me Uncle Bob.
Wow. Oh, do they? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they do.
Does some of the other people still come on the show or still call you? Like,
yeah, well, Faye and
Natalie.
Natalie hasn't talked to me in over a couple weeks now. I'm kind of worried about her. She's the one from West Hollywood, California. Faye had double pneumonia, but she's hanging in there. She's hanging in there, but she is quite sick, and so she hasn't talked in a week or so. But I have talked to her. She does try to call me, but she's so discouraged about life because a lot of things are not going her way. She's having trouble because they're trying to, block her from getting guardianship of her son. You know, CPS still
the one
heckles
that's
her.
home with her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And he's oh, wow.
He's
and
20.
He's got to be at least, 18, 19 now?
He's 22.
Oh, what? And they won't oh, wow. Like, they need to leave that boy alone. Like, that is absolutely
Well,
ridiculous.
she was in and out of foster care. When she was in and out of foster care for most of her young life, she has that record. You see, people got to be careful. If you go into foster care and you grow up and later have children yourself, your children will be taken from you. They're easy prey. They're easy prey.
Yes. Either if you've been in the foster system as youth, or if you've been on the criminal side of, like, in the system on the criminal side, you will. Oh
yeah, the criminal side, they're going to go after you. Everything. They go after you for everything. Yes, I agree with you on that.
And I do know that there is progress moving up in the federal court, like the Ways and Means Committee, the Senate Finance Committee. Those that it's just not moving. I just wish it would move quicker, like that, like more done than just. I mean, but it is making progress, you know. So it's just they just passed that bill with Paris Hilton about stopping the institutional child abuse. In the institute, like where my son's at, the facilities they're passed a bill, and then in Georgia, well, it's nationwide, but they passed. John Ossoff and a senator from Texas passed the Foster Care Transparency Act, and where they're supposed to keep like detailed information and document everything, because they have not been doing that.
They need more accountability for the money. They got this $1 trillion business that they keep, making off everybody, and they need to be accountable for it.
Yep, and now that everything, my God, Athena, but now that everything is working like and coming up to light, I can't emphasize enough to parents. Don't be afraid to speak out. Tell your story. Share your story, because a parent don't realize how powerful they are. Knowledge is power, because if you're trying to go in this alone, you're not alone. There's there's a lot of us, and if we're out here to support each other and build each other up, we're unstoppable, you know.
Well, I'm so glad.
There's no telling what.
I'm so glad you called in and gave me an update, Danielle. I've been really wondering about you. I'm very thankful, and I pray for you to get your son back. I'm getting short on time. It's 10:57, and I go off at 11 o'clock, which is roughly about two minutes from here. But I'm so glad you called in. I want you to call in again and give me upper date. I'm going to pray, and I hope your New Year, after New Year's, son's back. I really do hope.
I will keep you up to date.
Okay.
And everybody else.
All right. Well, thank you. KK Richardson was on yesterday. I don't know if you remember KK Akima from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, I do.
But she was on yesterday, and I have new people. I have a lot of new people. I have some guys that are from Pennsylvania and from LA County, California. So I do have a group of about 20 people that are regulars here.
Good.
So anyway,
Good.
God bless you, Danielle.
Okay,
Hang in there.
Same to you, Bob.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it up to date. I'll keep in touch.
Okay. I want to thank Kayona Crenshaw for calling in. I never got a chance to have you call in, but I appreciate you chatting with me. Wootsy Woo, I appreciate you too talking, and I hope you'll come in again. I want to thank you. I want to thank Amanda Shannon from St. Louis, Missouri, and let's see who else we had here. Then we had Danielle from Georgia. So again, thank you all. God bless you. Keep fighting for your child. Do not give up. And I want you all to have a happy New Year. I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There'll be a brief message from my attorney, Vincent Davis.
Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Babe, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.